I'm joined here today by the one, the only. It is, of course, Randa Markos, live from COVID, but she does still have a fight coming up in May against same opponent, Luana Pinheiro. What's going on, Randa? How are you?
I'm pretty good. Once I get out of this room, I'll be a lot better, but I'm doing all right. Thanks.
The question does have multiple layers, right? Because we know right now you are in quarantine because of the COVID and stuff. How are you feeling? Like, are you symptomatic? Are you lucky you sort of found out and you don't feel anything? Like, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I don't have any symptoms, so that's why I'm kind of I wish I got another test done, but I tested negative when I was in Texas and then came here and tested positive. It was really shocking to me because I had no symptoms, but we got to make sure everybody's safe, and so whatever I got to do, what I got to do.
So, what does the UFC do in that situation? Do you just get a call and they tell you, like, listen, this happened. We're going to put you away in a hotel for 2 weeks? Like, what kind of happens?
Yeah, they just called me up and said we got your results back literally like 4 hours later, and they're like, you tested positive. So yeah, there's no other tests done after that. They're just like, you got to go to a hotel. So they send me literally next door to a different hotel, and I'm stuck here for 10 days, and then after that, I guess I'm good to go.
And so, what happens for you training camp wise? Because it's kind of complicated. Everybody's like, we just reschedule the fight for later, but you guys have stuff like the cut. Obviously, peaking's a big one. Like, what kind of happens training camp wise with all this stuff?
Yeah, I feel like I have a good amount of time until the fight. They gave me until May 1st, so I got a good month's camp left until the fight. Yeah, it sucks because I felt ready. I felt, good to go. We prepared everything and I started to feel a lot better, and then, and then it was fight week. So it sucks because now you gotta kind of restart. But I just take it as, I got another month to train, and I was just feeling really good in Texas. It's a new camp for me, new coaches and everything. So I was just feeling good. So now I get to go back and add 3 more weeks to this camp before I head out in 4 weeks. So head out and fight in 4 weeks. So I'm taking it as a positive. Just add four more weeks of good training. So we'll see.
So, are you completely by yourself for quarantine, or do you have other people that may have tested with you, or are you just completely by yourself for 10
Oh,
days?
I came here with my coaches and everything. I came like a half a week early or a few days early just because my coaches were here for Kevin Holland. So they asked me to come a little bit early so we can train while we're here since they're not going to be back home. So or back in Texas. So yeah, but they all tested negative and I was the only one who tested positive. So yeah, I'm here on my own. It's okay. I like being alone. It's nothing new to me. In Texas, I'm living by myself over there and just training and going back to my room. So, so I'm used to it.
So, what do you do to stay busy? Like, I assume like everything has to be very controlled, right? You can't just leave your hotel room like, hey, I'm gonna go get a snack. Like, what does quarantine kind of look like for you?
Just trying to make the day go by fast. Trying to, it sucks because you can't really eat that healthy. I've been trying to order healthy stuff, but like there's no room in the fridge, and it really sucks, but it is what it is. I gotta do, whatever keeps everybody safe. So, just waking up in time to eat and like
Yeah.
watching lots of TV and lots of TikTok and all that stuff, and just getting passing the day. It sucks, but whatever.
So, did I see on Twitter that you said they're making you wake up at 6 a.m. or something crazy like that?
Um, oh no, I keep waking up super early for some
Okay.
reason. It's like any other day. I would want to, sleep in, or I get upset that I gotta leave early or whatever. But here I'm waking up at 5 a.m. I don't know. It's probably the time change, but yeah, it's like I can't fall. I can't like stay asleep. I'm a really busy kind of person. Like I gotta stay busy all the time. So having so much time on my hands is just kind of like makes me go nuts. So I'm trying to like sleep as much as I can. I'm trying to like take this time to like recover basically.
And so I know the big thing with the media is right now, everyone, and including myself, when you find out a fighter quarantines, that's the time where a lot of them are more willing to do the media and stuff like that. Did you get bombarded with a lot of interview requests?
I do. I honestly, I don't like doing interviews and stuff. I mean, I don't mind it like once in a while. I just like, especially at like where I am right now, like coming off a really shitty year. Like I don't want to hear the questions about, like how bad I did. I know what kind of year I had. I know what I had to go through to get those fights and everything, and to perform well, try to perform as what best I could. And it's kind of like, I don't know. You kind of want to like I kind of want to just like avoid those things, but I'll do them once in a while. I know I should do more.
I mean, that's the way it is, you know. But at the same time, if you're too willing to do them, some people will take advantage. And you'll do stuff with outlets that don't even exist. Sometimes we see how some guys do it. It can get crazy sometimes.
Yeah, I just I should do more, I know, but I try to avoid it. It's bad.
I mean, listen, I can't sit there and be unbiased, right? Because we're sitting here doing media, so I can't be like, oh, no, you're fine. But at the same time, you did choose to do this one, so it does at the end of the day work out for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I will do some of them, especially like people that I've done interviews with before. I don't mind so much, but yeah, it's just a difficult time. I really want to stay focused on my fight and like taking this some questions and like making me think think negatively, with thinking about the past and stuff like that. I'm trying to avoid it just because I'm working really hard and I don't really want to like talk about it too much. Is just I'd rather show everybody what I'm doing.
So speaking of things that you're doing, I know you went to work with Travis Luter. I actually had him on the podcast, and a bunch of people were like, "How's Randa doing?" So he told us a little bit about it. But what happened with Travis Luter? Like, why was that the person you chose to go work with in Texas?
A few fights ago, I came down here with my other team, which is great. It's just that nobody was showing up to practice. I wasn't getting very many training partners, and I was friends. I became friends with one of uh, the other guy from Kevin's team, Justin. I became friends with Justin, and he would message me, and I was talking to him about training partners, and he said, why don't you come down here? We'll get you training partners. We'll get you set up. And so I was like, what? I was at a point. I was at a point in my life where it's like I can't really sit back and hope things will change by doing the same thing over and over. And then with COVID getting so bad, and like in Michigan and in Canada, while everyone else is opening up, Canada's shutting down. So I was just like, I don't want to, go through this. I'd rather just, take a chance, and that chance that opened up to that opportunity opened up for me, and I just figured, I have nothing to lose. I'm coming off a pretty shitty streak, and I need to change it. I need to do whatever it takes to change it. So I took his offer and came out to Texas, and I love it. It's been really great. I love working with Travis. He's an amazing fighter. He knows his wrestling, and he knows his wall work and his jujitsu. And then everybody there has just been really welcoming, and it's been awesome. And I'm just taking in as much knowledge as I can that they are willing to offer me. And just hoping for the best.
I know in the past something that you said you did was you went to different gyms for like different martial arts, right? Like somewhere for boxing, somewhere for wrestling and stuff like that. I assume with Travis now you just do everything in the same place.
Yeah, it's been really great that I can do it all in one place, and with the boxing, the jiu-jitsu, the wrestling, and then getting my rounds in. And we're also like traveling to different places too to get training partners and stuff. So it's really like a lot of stress off my back, having to figure everything out constantly, and like having to figure out I don't know, like what I need to do and if it's enough. And like with Travis and them, they've been doing this for a long time, and it's kind of like I can trust in their knowledge and in their experience, and just be like, okay, well, he's been a fighter, he's done this before, he knows what he's talking about. And I'm able to relax and like just go into one place, do my work, go back to home, and like twice a day too. So it's really really great.
And in the words of Mike Goldberg, I mean, you get to work with the Michael Jordan of American Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, right? So it's not every day you get an opportunity like that.
Yeah, it's an amazing team, and you got a lot of black belts there, and they know what they're doing, and his style is very similar to mine. So it's like it's a huge bonus being able to go into his jiu-jitsu classes and into his wrestling classes, and work with everybody.
I know it's still early, but has the thought of moving to Texas now and kind of joining guys like Joe Rogan and moving to Texas, like have the wheels started turning yet, or are you kind of going to see fight by fight basis if Texas is the right move?
It's definitely crossed my mind, but I'm really focused on this next fight. I guess it all lies in this next fight. I'm just taking in what I can. I'm trying to absorb as much as I can, and really like let my hands go, and like be myself too. And whatever happens this fight, I guess that will determine what's going to happen in the future.
That sounds like a lot of pressure when you say it like that. Like it sounds like everything comes down to this fight. So now I understand the whole. I want to focus because it's like it seems like you're putting a lot into this fight.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't even know they were gonna give me this fight. Coming off of 3 losses, I was like, man, am I done? Are they gonna give me another chance? And they did. So I was like, I got to give it everything I've got. And, this could be it. And if it is, I want to go down with a good fight. I'm not going down, I really, really hate last year. I really hate everything that happened. And I don't want to go down that way.
And so I know at one point you were, I believe it was after the fight you had, I think it was in Singapore or something like that. You said you had worked with a mental coach or something like that. Are you still working with someone in that capacity?
Not really. I've taken a lot from my mental coach and really focused on it and tried everything. But I've realized for myself, I feel like it's work ethic. It's like if I have the right work ethic, I work as hard as they're willing to let me work. Like Travis and them have to stop me from working hard. And it's like the harder I work, the more knowledge I get, the more confident I get. I think that has a lot to do with my confidence. Like I can tell myself I'm good a million times, but if I'm not working to what I think is good for me, the confidence is not going to be there. I think it depends on the person, and I'm very different. I was raised, to be well. I became mentally strong as I grew up, and but like things like this, it kind of messes with your head, and if you don't do what you think is best for you, the confidence can't just pretend, make believe. It can't just be there just because you want it to be. It has to be there because you physically feel it, and that's how I am, anyways.
So does sitting in quarantine like this where you're by yourself with obviously TikTok and stuff, but a lot with your thoughts, is that beneficial for you or does it get to a point where it's like you're kind of sick of thinking about this thing all the time?
Um, I'm really good with being by myself, and I'm really, really good with like I think I've isolated myself in my life a lot, and whereas I don't have too many friends. I don't go to get gatherings very often unless I have to. But it doesn't bother me, and I don't. If I'll start training. I'll start doing things that'll help me, that I know that will help me get through the day. And like, even if there's nothing to do here, I'll figure out something to do to help me feel more confident and go to bed feeling good. So it's just because I'm trapped in a room doesn't mean that I'm gonna, freak out because I don't know. I've just been mentally preparing myself for these kind of things.
And so before we wrap up and ask you the obvious question of how you see yourself getting the win, but as I'm doing my research for this fight, I'm on places like Topology and stuff, and the profile picture, it's so shocking to see what you look then and what you look now, because you look completely different now. Obviously, back then you had the black hair, now you're tan, the very red hair. Do you ever look at those old pictures and think like, wow, I look so different now?
Um, Not I feel like yeah, the looks on the outside and everything, I feel like, I look back at myself and think that, like, how much I didn't know, really, like, it's more of, like, not, like, the outside, it's like I know that girl, that younger, version of me, and, like, I've come such a long way, and it's like, wow, like but that's how where I started, so it's like that girl was tough, but man, have I, like I've grown, and I've gotten a lot more knowledge, and I've gotten a lot more fights, and a lot top tiered fights. So it's good to like look back and see like, wow, I've changed, but I'm still that same person. I've just gained more knowledge. I'm just more. I feel like I'm a better version of myself.
And so with you sporting the red hair, obviously you represent Canada out there. The big thing with people is they want to see you all in red, right? Red kid, even the blue gloves, people hate when they see you with the blue tape. Is there going to be something with this Venom deal where we can keep the red look going?
I really hope so. That's the cool thing about having my fight moved a few weeks later is that I think Venom kicks in. I think in May
Yep.
1st or April. I'm not sure, but so we'll be able to see what kind of stuff we have from Venom, and I'm hoping it's going to be red and black stuff or something with red because red's my thing, and I think it looks cool.
So without giving anything away, but have they shown you the fighters? Like, do you guys have an idea what it's going to look like, or is everyone finding out at the exact same time?
I'm not sure. I haven't. Uh, They haven't shown us anything. I don't think. Not for me, anyways. I haven't seen anything, but I'm really excited to see, and I'm really like, I like Reebok. Reebok's done really well, and like I like a lot of their stuff, but I'm really eager to see what Venom has in store for us.
I think that's what it is for everyone too, because everyone trusts Venom. Like they clearly know their fight stuff, but it's like hopefully the kits look cool. Because I know when Reebok came in, it
Yeah.
was black and white, and everyone was like, it's kind of boring, and they fixed it. But hopefully Venom come in and do something nice.
Yeah, yeah, they got a top Reebok for sure, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, last question. I kind of teased it earlier, so I'm sure you saw it coming, and it's a tough question. But how do you see yourself getting your hand raised in this fight?
There's a million ways, obviously. I see it in my head, but we don't know how it's gonna come out in the fight. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I'm hoping that I can blow you guys away and give you something you haven't seen from me yet. So that's all I can say is I really hope that, and I'm working on it to come out with something you haven't seen before.
Well, there we go. We look forward to it. Obviously, it's going to be a great fight. I know everyone's looking forward to it. I'm sure you're looking forward to it. Even with all the pressure, it's going to be exciting. Thanks so much for the time, Randa. I really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you. No problem.